So you're in charge of your kids' soccer treats again, and you're sitting there looking at these ingredients thinking, is it really worth it? Are these kids going to notice if I cheap out on them and don't buy the name brand stuff? Well, we're going to answer that question and a couple others you probably didn't ask. So starting us off here for Rice Krispies, we've got the Marshmallows. On the right, we've got the top shelf, left is going to be the bottom shelf stuff, and you can see here with these arbitrary pull tests, there's absolutely no difference. They look the same, they taste the same, they're squishy the same. Next is our Rice Krispies. And the name brand stuff, well, it's a bit different. It's a little bit puffier, taste is exact same, and the Rice Crisps from Great Value, they're kind of flatter. It seems like they just didn't puff up right or something. But again, taste is the same, even though maybe it's a little bit crispier with the name brand stuff, but not too much of a difference there. Next is the vanillas. And with vanillas, we've used these before, and I haven't really seen too much of a difference, to be honest. But I'm sure there's some connoisseur of vanilla out there that's just cringing, or the alcohol is different between the two and it makes it way better. I don't know. Can't tell the difference. I'm your layman's opinion here. Next is the butter. And this Kerrygold stuff is phenomenal. We use it all the time. Tastes great on just about everything. Sometimes the flavor inside of stuff, you can't taste it as well, but it's double the price and double the quality in my opinion here. And then we got the Walmart stuff, just a good old sweet cream butter. And it's butter, it's there, it tries. Next is the Marshmallows again, and I'm just pouring it in to weigh them out right now. Again, there's not really much of a difference here. Flavor-wise and texture, they're basically identical, though maybe the Great Value ones were a little firmer, but that could just be due to the smaller packaging, stuff dries out or rehydrates differently. I don't know. Decided to microwave the Marshmallows instead of doing the stovetop method. I was a little bit worried about burning stuff, so I decided to go that route. So far into this whole process, I really think the only difference I can see is the Rice Krispies themselves. The name brand Rice Krispies are puffier, and then the off-brand ones are flatter. But again, it's puffed rice. Like, there's not a taste difference here. I don't think you can make it taste any different. You just have rice. All right, enough with that sidetrack, back to the recipe. And after about 4 minutes, everything melted nicely together. We added in the vanilla and kind of everything else, and it turned out kind of fine. Just a sticky mess. So if you're doing this as kids, just be warned when you add anything in or let them dip their hands in this marshmallow goo that your whole life will be sticky for probably the rest of your life. And it probably already has been before that. So, well, maybe it's not going to change anything, but I hated it. Pouring it into the mold, we greased everything like crazy, and everything's still stuck to everything. So the only way you're going to get this flattened is if you spray down your little spatula with a ton of oil. Yeah, luckily it doesn't affect the flavor too much, but I hated it still. And then the bottom shelf stuff. And I thought for sure we'd see some differences here, like with the butter melting differently, but nope, basically the same. I microwaved it this time around for 4 minutes straight. The marshmallows poofed up a ton, and then it was really satisfying just to destroy them. So if you ever feel the need to make marshmallows go flat really cool, just microwave it for like a minute, and then it just melts and it looks kind of cool. Pouring in the Rice Krispies or the Rice Crisps. Not much of a difference between these two. Mixed together nicely. These were really easy to pour out as well, but you can just see there with like the strings of the marshmallow stuff, it's just like this sugar is going everywhere, and it's just way too much sugar. Like, I don't know why we made these and left them around our house for so long, because I ate way too many of them. And again, we had to grease the spatula to death so it wouldn't stick everywhere. We let them cool for about 45 minutes before popping them out of the molds. It was kind of funny how bad the directions were here. They just basically said leave until cool, so we waited until sunglasses showed up on them. They never did, so we just decided 45 minutes. This is kind of where we found out our recipe wasn't the best, and it seemed to be a little too marshmallowy. I had to flip them upside down because there was so much excess marshmallow that it started pulling at the bottom of it. Maybe go lighter on the marshmallows if you're following like a really heavy recipe, or just don't follow the one in the description down below. When you're looking at these cross sections here, you can kind of see there's not really much of a difference. They're both kind of chaotic and just Rice Krispie-ish. Maybe the one on the right looks like there's more marshmallow to it. I gotta say, taste-wise and feel-wise and stretch-wise, they were pretty identical. The only difference was the mouthfeel, and that's a disgusting word, but basically the name brand stuff, it kind of was a little bit fluffier, and you could just tell that the Rice Krispies were different. Don't know if they're necessarily better, but there was a difference between the two. So personally, I preferred the Great Value ones, and my wife, she actually preferred the name brand ones. Not really sure if it was a taste thing for anyone because I couldn't taste the difference, but we had some friends over as well, and my wife's friend, she said the name brand one tasted better, but then her husband said that the Great Value ones tasted better. From our statistically insignificant sample size, it looks like there's no difference between the two. I gotta say, if you're gonna be spending an extra $8 for some soccer kids, I don't know if that's really worth it. So I'm going to answer that question for you of, is it better? I'm going to say no, probably not, to be honest. The The Rice Krispies might be worth the extra money if you like the feel of like the fuller, puffier rice grain. In my opinion, the Great Value ones did the trick just fine, and the kids will never know the difference. Unless you've got some kid who just sits there and eats Rice Krispies every meal, every day, no one's gonna know the difference. They're spoiled little kids anyway, they're getting Rice Krispies, so I'd say save the money, save the whole $8 and go treat yourself to something nice because you deserve it after cleaning up all that sticky mess. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like the video, and let us know what you want to see next.